try again, shall we? These ads are pissing me off that I've got on the phone. I've like downloaded games and stuff like that, and they've got like ads, and the ads keep popping up at random. I don't know when they're going to do it, and when they do, they cut off the video. So shit. So it just did it. I was like 5 minutes into the video when it did it. So yeah, I've got to start all over again. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that little notification bell up the top, and you will get notified of when I do a video. Now look, it looks as if I'm looking that way, doesn't it? Well, I'm not. I'm looking that way, yet you can't tell, can you? How annoying. Like, if I look like that, right, my head's tilted that way towards there, but I'm looking that way, so it looks as if it's pretty fucked, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty stuffed, isn't it? I'm gonna have to get a tripod. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. Hang on, guys. I'll see if I can fix this up. I'll just hold it. It was much better when it was a lot better when I had it on the thing, but oh well, I'll just hold it like this. There you go. It looks a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to bring you another tip on diamond painting. Hopefully it doesn't cut out. If it does, I do apologise. So a lot of people won't do big diamond paintings because of a couple of reasons. One is they're so big that they do take quite a long time to do, and the other reason is, I'm going to take these off while I'm doing this. I shouldn't now because everything's blurry, but and the other reason why they don't do it is because they're very costly to do. And when I say costly, I'm talking in the hundreds of dollars. Now, I don't have a lot of money, and I don't have hundreds of dollars to be spending on getting a DP frame. I've got better things to do with my $100 than to spend it on a piece of glass and some framing, just to hang it on the wall. Now, I've got one that I did of my boxer, and absolutely stunning, but it's nearly $400 worth. And I'm sorry, but I can't afford all that. That's just ridiculous. I'm paying it off still, and once I've paid it off, I'm not going to get it done again because it's just way too expensive. So look, a lot of people do it so many different ways. I've tried to find stretching bars. Now, stretching bars are awesome. They really are. They're fantastic. But I can't find any that are big enough for the not tapestries, but for the canvases that I do. So they're out of and you can't get them in Australia. So, so that's out of the question. Normal framing that you buy down at the hardware stores and stuff like that, they don't make them that big either. So, that makes it really difficult too. So I have discovered a way to do the really big, or any, if you wanted to really put it that way, any canvas, but any size DP diamond painting canvases, but this one is specifically aimed at the big canvases. What you do is you go down to Bunnings and you buy a very thin. You don't get it really big. You only get it like that thick piping. The hollow piping that is for like water pipes and all of that, PVC pipes and stuff like that, but ones that have got like little caps on each end. You get 2, not any more than that. You just get 2, and those 2 are for each end of the canvas, one for the top and one for the bottom. And then what you do is you put the cap, you leave the caps on the top one, and then when you have finished your DP, your diamond painting, what you do is you roll the top part of your canvas around this pipe. Now you've got to make sure that your pipe is as long or a bit longer, a bit wider than your canvas is by like maybe that much. So that much has to be sticking out of you. See if you use my head. So pretend my head is your canvas. Okay, it sounds stupid, I know, but pretend this is your canvas right here. Okay, and you've got the rod that's going right across. Okay, so it's got to come out to about here on both sides. Okay, and then you can glue it. My thing would be to glue it. Okay, so you glue it, and you glue it so that the piping is on the back end here. Okay, so you've got your canvas here, so you would roll it over that way, so you roll it towards the wall. Okay, and you glue it on to your piping. Okay, and then the bottom one, you take one end, you take the cap off one end of it. Okay, and what you do is you get a bag of rice and you fill that bottom one up with rice. Then you seal the cap back on the side, the end of the piping. Now you're going to think to yourself, why would I do that for? Well, that is because it gives it that weight, which is going to pull the canvas down. Okay, so it's going to stretch it as well, and it's going to keep it stretched. So you're not going to get any wrinkles or anything like that, and it's not going to get it's because it's being stretched. The weight of it is pulling it down. Okay. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, well, what about the actual canvas itself? Like, there's nothing there to hold it. You can go to Bunnings and you can buy, now I can't remember the name of them, but they're a I can't think of the name now, but they're about that thick. Okay, and they're like a plastic type thing, and you can cut them into shape and stuff like that. They come pretty big. So what you do is you go and you get one of these, and what I'll do is I will link the name, or I will link the name of what it is down below. Okay, so you know what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, so you can go get some in Bunnings. And I will also put the name of the piping and everything like that down below as well. So, but getting back to what I was saying, right, you go and you get this and you put it in between your piping and your canvas. Okay, which means that you've got a pretty firm backing, okay, at the back of your canvas, so it's not waving around anywhere. Now, if you want to do it professionally, what you do is you get your canvas. Okay, before you do any of that, what you do is you get your canvas and you turn it upside down. Okay, so that the front of the canvas is down on the table. And then what you do is you get, now this is the only time I will use Mod Podge because it goes such a long way. You coat the entire back part of where the actual drills and stuff are. You coat that in a thick layer of Mod Podge, and then what you do is you get this plasticky sort of backing, and what you do is you glue it onto the back of the diamond painting. Now what you do is then you turn it over, and then what you do is you get your roller and you roll the canvas flat onto this. Now what that does is it takes all the bubbles and all the built up glue that might be in one section of the area that you've glued, and it drains, it pushes the excess glue out from behind your DP. Now once that's dropped, then you get a cloth, and then you just wipe the excess from behind it, so you don't have yucky stuff everywhere. Then what you do is you wait for that to dry. It's got to dry, okay? So you leave it for about, I don't know, maybe a day or something like that, or you can leave it for say 3 or 4 hours or something like that, because Mod Podge doesn't take too long to dry. So once it's all dry and everything like that, then you get your piping. And now remember, you put the empty piping at the top, and then what you do is you put the filled up piping with the rice in it down at the bottom. Now you get some really, really super extra holding glue, okay? And you can usually get this from Bunnings, but it's got to be really strong holding because it's got to hold that canvas. So what you do is you get your canvas and you cut the side, you cut the excess sides, like on the side, you cut those off because you don't need those. And then what you do is you get the excess that's on the top, and you, as I said, you fold it over your piping going towards the wall, so that you don't see it at the front. It's all at the back, and it should be big, and you should have enough so that you go straight over, up, and then what you do is you just tuck it underneath the piping, between the pipe and your canvas, okay? And then you do the same thing with the bottom. Then what you do is you can then, once it's dry, you can then get a piece of string or a piece of rope or whatever it is you want, and what you do is you take the caps off the ends at the top, and you thread those through, and then you put the caps back, which means now you don't put a hole in the caps or anything like that. You put the caps back with the string, so you've got the piping here, right? And what you do is when you go and put the cap back on, you hold the piece of string or whatever it is you're going to use, and you hold that on top of the pipe, and then you quickly, and then you ram that cap back on the side, the end of the piping. And what that does is it firmly holds and seals that piece of string in place. You do the same thing with the other side, which means that is firmly in place. It won't come out at all. And then what you do is you then can hang it on your wall, because by the time it's all been dry and everything like that, you're right. Now if you're wondering about, well, how am I going to hang it on there, because what you do is you get your string, and what you do is you tie a knot in it, and then you pull it through the piping. This is before you put the ending part on, and you pull it through, and so that the knot is inside the pipe. And then you put, as I said, you put your caps on firmly on the side, on the ends of the pipe, which is leaving you with a pure, nice, clean, like not tied, nothing, piece of string or whatever it is you're using. You can even use wire if you want to, and then you can, because it will be jammed so far in with the cap, because the cap's got to go. Make sure you get one that's got a cap that goes like that far like that far on the end of the pipe, so you got a good hold, and then you can hang it, and then you don't have to worry about it. Now if you want to seal your canvas, okay, you can either use Mod Podge, which I strongly advise not to use. Okay, I mean, it's good, it's simple, but there is a trick to using Mod Podge, which I will go into on another video, because I would have to have a diamond painting in front of me to be able to demonstrate to you what you do. Okay, and I don't have one at the moment, so I would have to have that, and I don't have it, so there's no point in me even going into it. But you can use Mod Podge. Now you can use epoxy resin. Now personally, I like epoxy resin. If it's done properly, it looks absolutely amazing on these canvases, but you've got to remember one thing: it takes all the shine away from your canvas. Okay, you won't have any shine, it's totally gone, but it's amazing. It looks as if you painted this picture and not with beads. It just looks amazing. It doesn't melt them or anything like that, but the effect that it gives is absolutely brilliant. I helped a friend of mine with hers, a really big one, a big tiger. Oh my God, she showed me a photo of the outcome. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It was just beautiful. It really was. So if you don't mind losing the sparkle that you get with the diamond paintings, if you don't mind losing that, I would go for epoxy resin every time. It's very messy, but it's so worth it. But if you want to keep the sparkle, there are two ways of completely keeping the sparkle: by using Mod Podge, and then there's another way of having semi-sparkle and using Mod Podge, and I'll go into that with you in another video. Let me look at the thing, hang on. So I will go in that with you in another video, but that's my tip for you guys who have got the really big ones. And as I said, you can do it with the smaller ones too. If you want to try that with your smaller ones, please do. Let me know, leave a comment down below and let me know how you've gone and how it's turned out. That'd be really cool. It just saves, and not only that, they're light. They're not heavy, they're light. I mean, okay, yeah, they're not, they have got a bit of weight against them, but they haven't got the weight that you would normally get if you used chipboard, or if you used something else, or if you had them framed and stuff like that. They don't have that. They don't have that weight. So there's just another way for you to do something with your diamond paintings that I don't know. I don't think anybody else has done before. So give it a go and let me know what you think. So that's it for my extra little bit of a tip for diamond painting. So there you go. So I hope it's helped. Leave me a comment below, and catch up with you guys in the next video. Okay guys, bye.